Hey guys, welcome to Tuesday Q&A. Probably just wait here a little bit longer, see if more people show up. But of course, if you have any questions, feel free to, start now. You can unmute yourself and ask a question, then we can go from there.
Hi, Tyler.
Hey,
So we just set up a new store at our one of our larger customers,
mhm.
and the customers didn't actually get transferred over to that new store, so they can't see them. So I have a couple of things. So like we have Granite Club, it's called Granite Club, members to be charged.
I
And
think Mike is calling Lindley about this as
okay,
we're speaking right now, actually.
okay, that's why Lindley isn't on here.
Yeah, yeah. Because I know that she sent an email. She tried to put in a couple tickets, but I don't think they were about the Granite Club specifically, but then emailed Chris. Chris gave me a call and asked if one of us could give her a call. So,
Okay, yeah,
yeah,
because we're trying to get this all resolved, and I was
yeah,
afraid to take the master off route, and then maybe some of the like the what do you got? The I was afraid if I took group master off route that the attached customers would fall off, or that because they were still, and that they wouldn't get transferred to, because to me that would be the quickest way to do it. Just go to the master account, say it no longer goes to delivery, and it's at Granite Club, and then hopefully all the attached customers would switch over to Granite Club as well. But didn't want to risk it,
yeah. No, yeah. Just based on looking at their account, that might be the best case scenario. Um,
because I know Lindley had a couple of questions, and it wasn't just this. So she was going to join in because I said I'd call about this,
mhm.
but I don't know now if she's talking to Mike if they're going to do it all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they should. Yeah, I think probably 5 minutes before this, Mike said that he was giving her a call. So,
Okay.
of course, if they don't um, get it situated, reach back out. You can email me, email Mike, or whatever. Because Chris is going to be out until he's at an on-site right now till Thursday, I believe. So
Yeah. And we
he
got
won't
to
be
get the,
available.
because the computer is now at the Granite Club. So we kind of need to get this resolved. It was supposed to be all done last week, but unfortunately it didn't happen properly.
Yeah, yeah, I gotcha.
Okay. Well, that was the only question I had. So I'll mute myself again.
Yeah. I guess while both of you are in here, have you noticed that there is the favorites for reporting, and that now you can just star the report rather than having to, try to fumble through employees to get things out of the personal KPIs?
Yeah, I did notice that. But because I have a lot of reports, so that would make a lot of things. So I just kind of rearranged my reports so the ones that I use all the time are at the top. But yeah, I did see that. So
Yeah, we're
that would be
hoping
good for
that.
a store or something like that.
Well, it's strictly just for personal KPIs. A lot of people
Mm,
use personal KPIs, and so this is just a way to just favorite it per employee. Of course, you can still add it the traditional way through going through the employee module and adding them, but this allows the employees to go through and remove them rather quickly and add them quickly. If they
hmm
find a report they like, they just hit the star on it, moves to their personal, or now it's called favorites. And yeah, if they're done using it or they don't need to use it anymore, they can just unstar it and then it goes away. So
yeah, yeah. I did notice that. There's a few other things that I've noticed that seem to be coming in new in that. So, um,
yeah, I'm hoping we can get some more new things, some bigger new things in. Um,
what would be
other than
really
that,
helpful
yeah.
is when you have a master account, when you
Mhm.
set up a sub account to it, if it would like automatically fill in the address from the master account. If you
Are you using the master as a delivery sub?
Yep.
So
And the
if
only
if
reason
you're using,
is if say someone say we had to make a special delivery for just one employee or one resident because we forgot to do it, we
hmm
forgot to deliver it, then the address isn't on that invoice. And the other reason comes we have we go to a shopping mall and it's a huge shopping mall and we have two Louis Vuittons and we have this account and that account and that account and that account at that mall. And if one of the orders gets mixed up, it you can't. see easily if the address isn't there, you can't easily see that, oh, that's not for Louis Vuitton, that's for Hugo Boss.
Under the delivery app, right?
Under, yeah. Or
Yeah,
just like when you
because
got we probably have 10 stops at that one mall and we have to go to the individual stops. So you just can't, oh, shoot, no, that's not that I misfiled that on my truck. That actually belongs to Louis Vuitton when you're looking through because the address isn't there or what on them. So there's
oh,
a
I
couple of
gotcha.
reasons why it would be nice that the staff doesn't have to fill in the address every time they set up a new employee or whatever. It'd also be nice, because you could also, if you could, do you want to copy this address in? Yes or no, something like that. And then it would come in. So even if it's not a delivery stop, it's like these Granite Club's members to be charged. It would be nice if we could see members to be charged on each of the invoice sort of thing.
You should be able to see that already on the invoices.
Well,
Should
Mike,
show as long as they're being created underneath each individual um,
it's it's more
customer,
the labels, I think, that don't have as much information on them, sort of thing.
which labels.
The Progetti labels, because we have the small ones.
Oh,
I
yeah,
do have a
that would.
project later on that I want to do that might work, but it's just, you know, like I said, if for some reason we had to run out an order, now we have to reprint the invoice, the paper invoice instead of the label because the label doesn't have the information, and the paper one might not because the address isn't there. So if we're sending out with Uber because we forgot to deliver something and it's urgent, you know,
Mhm.
we now have to look up the address, write down the address, and put the address on the order so it goes to the right spot. And yes, it would be nice if our staff would put the addresses in on every customer they send up, and uh, pigs fly,
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah.
and also if you are setting up a brand new account and you have to set up like 10 or 15 employees, that's a real pain that you have to type that address in 10 or 15 times to set up the new account.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my question would be how would it know or how would the system know that it's supposed to auto associate to
Well,
an
what would be
address?
good is when you go to, hold on a second, let me just go to one of these. I think I have it open on another screen. So, Granite. So basically, when you set up a new employee slash resident, whatever, for that location, and you go in and you say that when you add the group, you
Hmm.
could if when you add the group, if it said, do you want to copy the address from the group master, yes or no, and then put that in, because usually we're putting them in with no setting it up with no address,
Yeah, but so if it's a delivery with master, I mean, it's automatically going to take the address.
but it doesn't put it on the individual. So if we have to deliver separately for that individual, because like I said, the order got missed, got left behind, had a reclean, and they call and say, "Oh, this person's flying out tomorrow. They need their stuff today." So we throw it into an Uber. Now we have to look up the address and everything to give it to who's ever taking it because it's not on the order. Because when whoever set that customer up, you know, at 8 o'clock at night when they're detailing the order in, they just set up John Smith. They didn't go and look up the address for Granite Club to say where is Granite Club, and now so they have to go to another screen. They have to look up the address, copy it down, then go back to the other person to set it up to put it in the thing. So like a new order comes in. It says it's for John Smith at XYZ company.
Hmm.
So the person in the back detailing sets up John Smith, puts it on the route because she knows the route, but then she's not going to go. She doesn't go on. She doesn't want to go to XYZ company, copy down the information from XYZ company, so then she can then type it in on John Smith's account. She's just going to set John Smith up and put it on the right route and the sub account and make it a sub account.
So everybody with the Granite Club all has the exact same address anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then it would print
So,
with it on there.
no, no, not if the address isn't there. It doesn't print. There's no address in on the individual. It doesn't print an address.
See what you're saying?
Say we have the same issue with our security companies. We have this one security company that we have 10 different locations, and half of them have the address on them and half of them don't. But if they're under 123 Young Street, XYZ security company at 123 Young Street, and when you go to you set up John Smith and then you go to group and you say, okay, he's part of XYZ security company. Do you want to copy the address from XYZ security company? You say yes, and then it auto fills it. Because when I broke the routes one time, it was real. We had to go. It was we had a hard time putting some of them back on because they didn't have addresses, so we didn't know which XYZ location they belong to, and each XYZ location has its own address.
But really, if you're using the delivery app, you don't necessarily need. I mean, I see in your example, if you're having to give it to an Uber, I get it, but I feel like that's a very one-off scenario and very specific. Like I have this one customer that has to be done right now that I'm basically outsourcing delivery. I'm giving it to Uber or whoever to deliver it to this place. And there is going to be some manual work behind it. But I mean, I get what you're saying is to automatically print or to automatically copy the delivery sub.
Yeah, to autofill the address in.
Yeah.
And not even and now in the case of this one for the Granite Club, it's not even the address so much. It's so we know that that's a member to be charged person. So when they're filing, they know these are members and these are staff and these are executive and these are. So it's copying from the master, the information, the group master. I think that's what it's called. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I mean it says on the ticket, member to be charged, and then it says the name.
Yeah, but it doesn't say that on the label from Progetti. It's one of my projects.
Oh yeah, I gotcha. Yeah,
it's one of my projects to find out how to get that information on there. So when the person isn't set up correctly, they still know, but it's not something that I can do it's not something I can just do. It's something I got to have sit down and have some help with from one of your Progetti people and do a test right away to make sure it doesn't break something else, sort of thing.
But first, I would probably just call Metal Progetti first, and then see what needs to be done or where you need it. And then after that, once they've figured out where it should be or where you want it, then contact us, and then we can place it in there.
Yeah. Again, it's a project for the end of the summer because I got a lot of things going on over the next few weeks. So, but it's always been something. And it's been mentioned on at least one other time I was on that someone else would like that as well, where it would autofill in the addresses when you're setting up a group master. But you got to be able to override it as well. It can't be forced through because there could be somewhere you don't. They have different addresses that you're delivering to, but they're still under the same billing master. Because we actually do have one account where we have 3 different delivery locations, but only one billing.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why it would have to be a yes or no sort of thing when you're doing
right. It. Yeah, it would need to be confirmed before it's done. Yeah.
And then also say you're trying to find out who's all at that location. I know you can go through the customers, but sometimes you just like to do it in the search bar. So you would type in the address 123 Young Street, who's at 123 Young Street. And you won't get most of them because 50% of them, their addresses aren't there. When we first set the account, the master up, the addresses we fill them because we got that piece of paper in front of us and we're setting them up. But again, it's a pain to have to type that in 15 or 20 times. Just when you're setting up the employees.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Or the other thing that people do is just have the individual customer set up their own account. Seems how they are setting up their own account. You make them a QR code, they scan it, and then they do it themselves.
Yeah, but when we set up a new customer or when it's but again, it's some of the customers. Well, why am I doing your work for you? Like when it's a corporate account. Usually they just send us the form because we still got to send them the bags anyway. So when it's a corporate account.
Yeah. I mean, corporate accounts, they should be sending you a list of things that they're putting in. But then that file can also be given to us. And depending on how many customers there may be, there could be a charge to put it into the system, or it could just be, all right, it's all done, so.
Well, just sort of in the making your customer's life easier, that would make our life a lot easier, is being able to have it so that it automatically, once we set up the master account, it automatically it can auto copy over. And I'm sure because I know there's a lot of other customers that have multiple have corporate B2B customers where it's one master account and a whole bunch of small accounts, or like the individuals get billed separately. Otherwise, you wouldn't have that feature here.
Right. Right.
Anyway, I ran across that today when I was working on this, and that's why I kind of thought of it. So I thought I'd mention it.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotcha. Definitely an interesting perspective. All right. Are there other questions? Go ahead, River.
Yeah, this is kind of a smart marketing question, but I'm not too familiar with them, and I'm hoping you can help me. We use smart marketing to send automated inventory reminder texts to our customers, but
All
I
right.
was wondering if it's possible to send like a specific reminder text only for items that have been on the kiosk.
Interesting. So are you wanting to do it as a custom campaign?
Would it have to be set up as its own separate campaign then?
I guess I'll let Jason take it.
Yeah, it would have
What
to
was
be
that?
set up
Sorry.
as a custom campaign.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would have to be set up as a custom campaign, but as long as we're able to target the items that are on the kiosk, we should be able to send a specific message to just those customers. But probably I'd
Okay.
have to ask you to help out with targeting the direct kiosk items, because I'm not entirely sure if it's set up the same way.
Yeah,
Okay.
essentially with I mean, most things in marketing, whether you're using our marketing or not, you really have to filter your reporting data or whatever it is. You have to filter it for the customers you either want or don't want, one or the other. So if you're specifically looking for customers that have things that were scanned to a kiosk that may or may not still be there, that's kind of just all that would be filtered for. So as long as that report can be made and and it has to be in one report, right, Jason? Or could it be multiple if need be, as if you had multiple kiosks and you wanted to do for all of them?
We can set it up for multiple as in multiple reports. Yeah, we can do multiple inclusions and multiple exclusions to narrow down the targeting. Summer, if you wanted to just reach out via email to me, that marketing@smartsystems.com, we can set up a time and we can go over that and get that all set up for you.
He meant River, not
Yeah,
Summer.
I figured.
River, sorry.
Thank you.
I'm like
Yeah.
looking at three different screens here trying to, sorry.
All right, very good. Other questions? River, have you had any issues using I'll call it the new favorites function under reporting?
I haven't had any issues with it. No. I haven't really used it, honestly.
Okay. Do you find it to be kind of self-explanatory, or do you think that there could be confusion using it?
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So basically, it's just an easier way of adding stuff to my dashboard than before we had to go in the settings. So that's nice.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the whole purpose, trying to, you know, use what other applications use. They generally have like a heart system or some type of star system that, you can save things or favorite them to view it later. So that is it's good to hear that it's not difficult, I guess.
Pretty self-explanatory, yeah.
I think the first day we had a client who went through and just started unstarring the ones that were already starred on their account, and then put in a ticket and was like, I lost all my favorites. How do I get them back? But of course, if you do happen to do that, you can always hit the add report and it'll show you the recents that you lost, or that you unadded, essentially. But as soon as you move to a different page, attempting to go find them again, um, it will clear. Well, so you have to like fully go to a different module inside of Smart. So you'd have to leave reporting module and then you'll lose those. But of course, as long as you remember what the titles are or took some type of screenshot or something, then you can get it back. See, Matt said that he likes the favorites as well. That's good. That's good. All right. I'm sure Elton has a question or some type of knowledge that he can give us too.
No, just a question. Sorry, I'm home today, watching my son and trying to eat at the same time. But anyhow, quick question for you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pass a 10% price increase across all the items. How difficult is that to do? Is that something that you can do, or something that is that something that I can do, or something that you have to do? on your end?
So it kind of comes down to how complex your price list is. And if it's a
Very.
specific price list that you're looking at, um,
Specific ones, those are easy. Those I can do. I just want to do across all of them. I have like a main ones, but
mhm.
as you know, every time you change even one item on an account, that becomes its own price list. So we have somehow like 4,000 of them. Um, but I just want to do a price 10%, and then I'm going to figure it out after that.
Yeah, so I think just based on the way that you described it, I think it would be best if I mean, I would, considering I know that your guys' price list structure is going to be in depth, I'd have Mike go through it and give like an in-depth breakdown of exactly what it looks like first. He's got um, a tool set up that he can do it rather quickly to at least give you the information to be like, hey, this is what your price list structure looks like. Um, and so this is where, we can narrow things down, make it better, make it easier. Or, if you're just like, no, I want to keep it the exact same, but I just want to increase everything by 10%. Because if you do want to increase everything by 10%, um, even like heat sealed items, I would definitely say just let us do it, just for
Whoa,
sake of mind.
you got me there. What do you mean by heat seal items? You mean heat seal items that are in process but not finished?
No, not entirely. So some people manually change certain heat seal prices,
Heat
or
seal or item?
well, both. If you heat seal and then you change the item or you change the item price,
Good.
that item can have its own price excluded from the price list because now it's its own singular item. Um, so if I have a heat seal ending in 123 and I make it $6, but the original price is $8, every time that heat seal comes through the door, it's going to be $6. So if I do a price list increase for whatever item it is, say it's a shirt for $8, I increase it by 10%. The base price list or the price list got the increase. That heat seal still stays at $6. It doesn't
Okay.
change.
I definitely don't
Uh,
want to do that. I want to make sure that everything goes up because everything needs to go up. That's the bottom line.
yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, raise a ticket with us, and then attention, Tyler and Mike, and then
So
we'll take a
I
look
guess you
at it.
told me how to navigate this, but I have raised a ticket before. It's still pending. I was talking to actually Will, and he said that Tyler and Mike recently did it, and you guys did an excellent job at it. So I just want to make sure that we don't miss anything. And it's important to me that we get this right because, like I said, I think I need to do a 10% price increase.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they had a pretty in-depth price list increase, and I think we ended up modifying some price lists to make it easier for the future in case if they wanted to do it on their own. So we ended up like grouping them together and things like that. So yeah, definitely just, I mean, you could even, yeah, just send us in an email or whatever, whichever you prefer, an email or a ticket. And
I'm sure I have your email, Tyler. I don't know if I have
oh yeah,
Mike's email, but I'll look for it. And if you want to loop in Mike after that, please do.
yeah, 100%.
Anytime tomorrow work out well for me. Just today is a little bit impossible, but tomorrow will be
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, I think Mike is really busy today, and then after this, I've got some stuff going on. So, I don't.
Mm,
Do you have a time crunch that you want it to be done? Well, I mean, I guess we can talk about it
Well, I wanted
later,
to do
but
it 2 months ago.
okay, I
So
got you.
whenever you guys are ready,
I
I'm
got you.
ready.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Mike, I think you're muted.
Here we go. Hello.
Hey,
Hey. I have a question. One of my stores called yesterday morning or morning before, and all her reports were gone. Well, it was the favorites. But she kept one computer without updating, and then we
yep.
wrote down all of her KPIs. So then we could add the favorites to it. Is there a way
Mhm.
we can go back and look at what KPIs everybody had set up before this change took place?
So I'll tell you this: nobody lost their favorites. If you open up a station and you didn't see your favorites, chances are your smart is out of date. I had that happen with.
Well,
Um,
one of them was out of date.
mhm.
It still showed the KPI, so we wrote those down. But I'm saying on all other three of hers,
Hmm.
they had updated, so she had lost all of her favorites or KPIs, personal. right?
Yeah, so some of them, so chances are it's on like a 4.1 point something version, and it's too far back to where it's not going to tell you that it needs to update. So if you look at it, or it's not even going to allow you to see check for updates. It's not even going to be available because it's so far out of date. I had this happen with like 4 cleaners.
Which one? What's so far out?
The updated version of Smart.
Okay, I'm not following you.
Yeah. So essentially because it looks like it's fully up to date. Everything else functions normal, but because we've had a couple of updates that have either stabilized or changed like one little option inside of Smart, um, it's not automatically sending the updates to that computer essentially.
Okay.
Similar to the phone. So if the phone gets too far out of date, it won't automatically update anymore, or it won't even pop up and say that there's an update. So
Okay.
you have to manually go in and update it.
Okay.
But so yeah, if the biggest
Do
test
I need
you
to
already
check
did,
all of my computers at all the stores for this?
I would. I mean, the best thing that you could do is just like what you did. You had somebody log in and, hey, do you see your favorites there? If they say no, okay, we need to update that computer.
Okay, well, no, she did update that computer. But what I'm saying, getting back to, she lost all of her personal KPIs. Now they're favorites, but they weren't flagged as favorites. So she doesn't know what, and she had them all in the exact order. Kind of, she used to work these reports every morning when she got in there. And now it's, well, it changed, of course, but I can't explain how it changed, why it changed, or how to get it similar to what she had. Does that
Oh,
make
I see.
sense?
So clicking on favorites, she has the reports.
Probably. She was such in panic that morning, I don't know.
I gotcha. Um, yeah, no, essentially all we did was change personal KPIs to be favorites because they're essentially the exact same thing. And then we gave it that star function so that way you can just go in and select it
I
or
like that.
deselect it. So that way it's easier and more user friendly for everybody to use.
Yeah.
Who's the employee?
Pam Brewer.
Yeah, all of her personal KPIs are still there.
They're just favorites now.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. It's just
Okay.
just listed under favorites. She has a
Okay.
bunch of legacy 6,
Yeah.
personal KPIs, a couple of routes. Yep.
The layout different than what it used to be before, probably.
Say that again?
Is the layout different?
No, it should be the same. The only difference
Okay.
is that there's some
She hadn't said
stars.
anything about that. We hadn't really discussed it ever since that day. I just told her, we wrote them down, you go and flag them and you'll be back to normal. But, I'm
Yeah.
expecting more phone calls.
Yeah, I hope that it's not. I hope it just doesn't come as a shock to people. I mean, I get how it can be confusing because everybody, especially you guys, like you guys have been using this for a long time. So seeing it change all of a sudden from,
Is there a way we can get an email of like, okay, this is updates coming this week or something, so we could update our employees?
yeah.
That, or just send it through the smart system to every employee.
Yeah, so that was the original plan, was to push out an update or like some type of memo that says, hey, we're going to be changing personal KPIs to favorites. You'll see that coming in the next week or within the next couple days. But
Then you get overwhelmed.
yeah, and then nobody pushed it out as we already pushed it out. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll
Okay,
get
I see
somebody
that.
to write something up and push it out.
You what?
I'm going to get somebody to write something up and push out the update or push out a notification.
Okay. I think that's all I have. One other question I do have. Do you deal with, I deal on the customer side of Smart with Aero Cleaner or Aero Leather.
Okay. Yeah.
And I mean, I can't get any information from the customer side of the Smart app from them. I guess they utilize it well within them, but I mean, it shows me 3 past orders, and it won't even show me what coat's attached or what leather is attached to that. I mean, I can't get anything. I don't know. And that's what I was talking to Matt. I hope this isn't what our customers are seeing. They're frustrated with.
And you use Arrow Leather Care, right?
Yes,
I wonder if they have your account set to something different.
maybe.
Did you just recently put in some orders? Is that what
Yes.
you're looking for?
Well, no. Yeah, I put in orders. I put 4 yesterday. But they haven't received those yesterday. I just mailed them So they don't, I have their ticket number, but they haven't entered
this is
it
what
into their system.
this is what you're seeing.
Yes.
Okay. Click and see details.
Yeah. And I don't know what I'm looking at. Of that order, I get to see details of that. And it says it's pending.
Oh, I remember this. The only other thing would be wardrobe.
Yeah, which I can go through all that and find it.
Are they all jackets?
Well, in that one, up at the top, you can choose over. But yeah, most jackets.
All of the ones that you submitted were just leather jackets.
The ones I just submitted, yes, they were all Letterman jackets.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay, so yeah, they only have that one order as of right now.
I've got outstanding orders with them.
But you do have 1, 2, 3, 4 other orders that you submitted. Yeah.
You see, where do you see the others for? That's another, or where would
Yeah,
I?
so you won't see it because they haven't received them yet. Once
Okay.
they're actually in the system, then you'll be able to see them. But they don't have anything done on them. They're still just undetailed orders right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's the four I sent in yesterday. So, I mean, there's no way for me to really I have to keep a spreadsheet over here to keep track of my leathers because there's no way I can do it online through my smart or their smart or combining them. Is there integrating it?
No,
You
not
may want to
necessarily.
reach out to them because I know they have a different naming convention too when things come in before they get to a certain process.
Yeah. No, I had to take it with them not long ago. It's actually still open for them, but it's something different. So is there a specific order that you're worried about at the moment? Or just this one that's 21 days
It's
late?
just I have to call them every time because there's even if it's one of the three orders that are listed. When I look at it, it doesn't really give me any information. It'll tell me the ticket number and give me a picture of it, which I get an email after. And that's another thing. I have to do all this from my phone. I can't take a picture and do it online and send it. And I wish it would be easier that way, especially through our smart system. And then it emails me something. I have to print that out and then put it with the code in the box.
Yeah. Yep. Which I think that's their personal thing that they have
That's
set
fine.
up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
service lead. I got that. But I have to log all that information on an Excel spreadsheet so I can tell when I sent it, when I received it, when I sent it to Arrow, when I inquired about it or our last discussion, the day it's due, the day I got it back, and
Yeah.
the price difference. I mean, there's none of that I get out of the system that I have to keep on my own.
So do you want to see the prices?
Yeah, and I'd automatically, if we could incorporate it, I'd automatically have my upcharge on there and it'd go straight into on the ticket.
So I guess, are you charging what Arrow would charge you?
No, we're up.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. So you're not using specifically what they're giving you, like it doesn't matter what they're charging you, you're charging your own rate?
Pretty much. I mean, they have a standard, but if there's differences, I figured out the difference in upcharge. What they recommend is what their wholesale and what their recommend is retail is about 33%. So anything that I, instead of guessing on, I just mark it up that much.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. So what do you, let me share my screen again. I want you to point and tell me what do you think is lacking in this, or that would help you, even if we're starting from home?
Is this our account, Mike? Okay.
Yeah, this is you guys.
Well, okay. Let's see. I need a profile. I don't need that. Let's go to orders.
Yeah.
Okay. I got one order I can look at that's upcoming. These are my delivered.
Yeah.
This is, I can't click on it, can't do anything. It says it's in cleaning. That's the order number. It gives me my information down here, but it doesn't give me my customer's name, which I wrote in on the description somewhere.
Let me see if they put the name anywhere. They didn't put a name of the customer on here. They have it on. They have it as a print on ticket, so it shows once it's done. But they didn't put it like the other ones,
Okay.
or another one, I should say. From Mono, they actually wrote it out.
Well, yeah,
Almost
that was a
like it.
redo. I know that one. But let's find another one, see if it shows. See, I can't get into this though, can I?
No, I mean, that would be like having your customer be able to
Yeah,
do this information.
yeah.
I do think that for the customer data, you should be able to see history. Now, you can see it is here, but there's nothing there because
Not
you've already,
much. Now see the wardrobe. Yeah, I can go to wardrobe,
yeah.
but if I can't do anything once I see it, I can't click on it and get any more detail. I just see it.
So if I'm wondering if part of it is because you are used to being able to see all of this information as a dry cleaner, you're able to see and you know what information is available.
Maybe.
And so
But I
that's
would
kind of the
think
part
for
where,
the wholesale type of situation, we could have better information versus, I mean, if you want to log on and see the spreadsheet, detailed spreadsheet I go through on this to follow it, I mean, I think that's the only way I know how to do it. Otherwise, this gives me nothing to really definitively follow and track where my leathers are in the process.
do you try? Yeah, I mean, because they're not going to necessarily update you
No,
what
I mean, I've got
process it's
some that
at.
have taken forever to get cleaned, you know,
Yeah,
for one reason or the other. Not blaming them, but
of course. Yeah.
But so I just think there ought to be some type of where we can get kind of like on a Word document. You know, we can look at it, but we can't edit it.
Yeah, I hear you. And part of it, I wonder if it's something that Arrow may need to.
And I could talk to Bruce about it. I know him. I mean, I just haven't ever really brought it up with him because I thought I'd talk to you guys since we're on the same system, you know.
Yeah, I got it. I'm trying to think of like what would be best because obviously if we turn on, you guys are set to a wholesale group. Yeah, let me think about this. The only thing I can think of right now is changing the way or what information is able to be seen if somebody is set to a wholesale customer. But I mean, there's got to be some.
I don't want to catch Bruce blindsided on this either. I probably ought to call and tell him
And I guess, yeah, that could be one of the things is just reaching out to them and see if they could set up some type of documentation that helps you.
So it is capable through Smart, is what I guess.
What do you mean?
So if I bring this up to him, he can come to you guys and go, "Hey, I didn't realize my customers aren't seeing this. Can you?" And you'll be able to provide us more as a wholesale customer to him.
Yeah, I think if it is brought up that way, I think I have more leverage.
Okay, that's what there's something that can be done if he wants to do it. In other words, I don't mean it.
Well, so there's nothing that's built into the system right now, is what I'm saying. Like something is going to have to be changed, and I'm trying to find a way to avoid what I've heard in the past, because I've heard this from other clients, but it's more on their customer side. Like their customers want to be able to see more, or they just want to give more information to their customers.
I don't really look at that side of the software, so I don't know. I have to look and see I mean, I think Matt does more of that. I trust Matt on that.
Yeah.
Thank God his camera's not working.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, but I'm trying to avoid the response of, well, we're thinking about redoing the entire app anyway. Because I know that's been passed around as redoing the customer app again, just doing it differently. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Well, let me get with Bruce and maybe who should we contact, you or?
Yeah, reach out to me, and then I'll run it up. I think the biggest things that I would want to know is, obviously with the two companies collaborating and listing out exactly what you as a customer would want to see of another dry cleaner.
And we got to be careful when it comes to collaborating. I mean, I'm happy with the Arrow, but what I'm saying, I don't want to be tied to them. And then, something happened.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, that's why I'm trying to maintain the boundary of dry cleaner customer aspect. I think as long as we maintain that boundary and keep in mind what the customer sees and the customer's aspect of it, as long as we know what type of information you want to see, and maybe it's as simple as when a setting is turned on, as soon as it's turned on, then it changes the view of what you can see. Now, do we want it to show that, hey, your item's late? I don't know. If you want to see that, that might make it, irritating for especially one dry cleaner looking at another dry cleaner stuff. To be like, hey, you guys are behind by 20 days. Why is that? What's going on?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's something that it's definitely walking a fine line for sure.
Okay. Well, I'll visit with him, and I mean, it's not an emergency deal. I'll see him probably end of this month, so I'll visit with him and see what he thinks about it. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry for taking so much time, you guys.
No, you're good. That's what we're here for.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
I'll let you know what we come up with.
yeah. And I was typing out a note about getting that favorites turning into personal KPI. Or
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
all right. Do we have other questions? Looks like Aaron may have something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I can't figure out how to raise my hand. I think there's some button to push. But anyways,
All good.
I had a quick question about we had a review recently because we keep meaning to set up the geofencing for our delivery, and somebody signed up out of our delivery area, and we let them know that we don't deliver to them, and they left a 1-star review on Google because it didn't automatically give them that feedback. So what is the process? What's the best way to set up the geofencing? And we're also going from a 3-day-a-week route to a 2-day-a-week route is also one of the things we're updating this next week. So how do we do geofencing?
Yeah, let me get you guys pulled up real quick. Okay, so this is your guys' instance. First thing, of course, there is a learning center area for this down here.
Okay.
And I do like if people go through this, you still see this pop up, right? Or no?
It disappeared.
Everything disappeared. All right, now can you see it?
Okay.
All right, so bringing up the Learning Center, there's 2 articles that I like to send to everybody beforehand. So if you just go to the Learning Center and then type in Geo, it'll pop up 2 different ones. One's a frequently asked questions, and then one is how to set it up.
Okay.
All right, but I'll skip that part and show you how to do it. So first, and just to put it out there first, geofencing, although you can start the drawings, you can start everything, it doesn't mean that it's actually enabled and it's working. There's still some more stuff to go on after that. So start off going to settings and delivery, and then we see geofencing here.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. You guys already have some stuff set up. So
Yeah, my son was playing around with it, I think. So
perfect. Yeah, that's good. Because of course you can start drawing it, you can start doing everything, and it doesn't necessarily start geofencing. It's just there. Even if you assign the route, so I could choose a route right now, hit save. It doesn't. It's not going.
It doesn't launch it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So yeah, you already have it. And you have these 2 bubbles. Obviously, if there's anybody inside of those bubbles and that are it's going to automatically assign them to the route that gets picked.
Okay.
If they're inside. If they're outside, they're going to get an error as soon as they sign up and put in their address. It's going to say, sorry, we don't currently service your area. If you feel this is a mistake, please give us a call. And it's going to have your store phone number.
Okay.
Or company phone number, whichever. So that's really part 1. The other big thing, check out your routes. So are you getting rid of this Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Yeah, we're gonna do it Monday, Thursday route.
Okay. And this one's just going to stay the same, be a fixed route. You're going to place people on there as they need to be?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Is that going to be a nightmare to do that? Like to switch everybody over to a different, because we're switching everybody, like all of our Monday, Wednesday, Friday will just be a Monday, Thursday.
No, that shouldn't be too bad because I mean, you guys are just basing it off location, right?
Right.
Yeah. So whether it's this route only runs, Monday, Wednesday, or what have you, whatever it is. Okay. Yeah. So these routes are going to want to be on demand, and there are some other settings that need to be turned on. So there's system settings. I'm going to look for geofencing. So enabling geofencing is one part. The other part under the customer website, and those articles explain all of this, but you need to enable pickup and delivery mode. as well, you need to turn on allow on-demand scheduling, which you already have it turned on. And I want to say that there's one other thing. Let me pull it up. Yep. So step one, draw your bubbles that you need. Place in the
Okay.
routes that you want. After you do that, make sure you hit save. You can color coordinate how you see fit. And then there are, okay, so it is just these three settings. Enable geofencing, offer store delivery, and allow on-demand scheduling. I think I said the wrong, I definitely didn't say offer store delivery. I said pickup and delivery mode. And
But
then here's just
this
some additional.
tutorial will walk us through everything like that it needs, and that's it. Do we?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just these three settings, as long as you have the routes selected.
Geez, I
For
might even be
geofence?
able to do this one myself. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not too bad. You guys did the hard part. I'll say that. You did the hard part already.
Okay.
And then just to double check ourselves, let's check geo. Yeah, so this is just frequently asked questions. You don't have different brands, so you don't have to worry about this. That's another more difficult thing.
Okay.
Trying
I
to think
think
if
I'll
there's-
walk through this and myself and see where I get with that. And if I
Yeah.
have questions, I'll call you. The other quick question I had, if you do servicing for another dry cleaner, let's say I team up with somebody that's a laundromat or whatever, and they want some dry cleaning done, is there a way that they can have access, kind of like what you did with the Ram leather? They'll have access to Smart. They'll be able to invoice through Smart, but they don't see the rest of my customers.
This is becoming a common question that people are requesting. It's difficult. It is possible. The difficult part is trying to get it so that way they can't see anything that's in your system, but they can submit everything. So the part that gets difficult is as soon as you start putting in that their employees need to be specific levels of things. Although they probably just need to be the lowest level, able to detail, that's it. Then yes, that's possible. You'll have to work out if they're just going to pay you for the billing portion of it, because obviously it would be another station on your bill.
I see. You can make it as a station.
Yeah. So technically, what you would do is you'd probably just make a new store. It would be labeled as whatever you want to label it as. This is becoming more common with actually hotel work, where people are actually installing Smart into a hotel, and the front counter staff go into Smart. They log in. They have their own login. It's a completely restricted store, so they can only see themselves. There's only one customer in there, unless they start adding more customers, of course. And then you kind of have to train them and teach them how Smart works or what they need to do.
How about if, let's say I went on vacation, I had another dry cleaner that uses Smart process my cleaning. Is there any way to allow them to still assemble my orders without seeing my entire customer database and customer information?
No, not that part. That's
pretty high end there.
Yeah, that's
and risky.
Definitely risky. Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to think of a way, and they could process it in their own system. I've seen that before, but that's with people who don't use Smart and they're smaller dry cleaners that are outsourcing.
What conveyor?
What's that?
What conveyor would it be? Because they do have that metal Progetti has that. We used it with Scott.
Oh, with Scott's.
Sorry to interrupt.
I don't know what conveyors they use I actually think they might have a metal Progetti, but
well, that's what we were on, and we could have two instances of Smart on metal Progetti, but we had to pay a monthly fee for a metal Progetti extra software needful.
Oh, I see.
And it would combine the data from metal Progetti.
Yeah,
but it wouldn't give you the data of the other person's clients. Like obviously you'd have their name because it would print an invoice with the name on it, but
they just had a computer over here with their instance on it, and we would utilize it for our personal, to look for their flows in our system. But yeah, you could keep that separate, I think.
Okay, interesting.
I don't mean to take
No,
over.
that's okay. That's okay.
No, that's good info. Because I forgot that you guys had done that and actually to go through MP to do that. Yeah.
Okay, something to think about, but
It's a touchy subject because it's a give some, lose some
sure,
type thing where every time that they start wanting more things, as in like, oh, I don't have this ability. You guys reach out to us
Sure.
like, oh, well, you're going to have to raise them this, and then they're going to be able to see this, this, and this.
Yeah, next thing you know, they could just take all your customers and like start their own gig.
Yeah.
That's the risk. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. That's all I had today. I thank you for helping me out.
of course. Yeah. And then of course, if you run into more questions with geofencing or, just don't feel entirely confident about it, reach out to us and we'll help you.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Heading to lunch now. Thanks everybody.
All right. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
All right. Looks like we hit our time frame. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Hope I was able to get to everybody's questions. If not, you can always give us a call, put in a ticket, and yeah, see everybody next week probably.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate your
All
help.
right. Yeah. Have a good one.
You too.